Hey guys, it's Asha. Welcome back to Reading with Toby. Today I have an exciting book haul for you all. This is going to be I feel like a pretty decent size end of summer book haul. I have a lot of 2025 new releases that I'm really excited to get to. Obviously, I thought I was doing like really bad at buying books. I was doing good at the beginning of the year and then I kind of started buying a lot of books, but I feel like it's not too bad, honestly. So let's just jump right in. Let's just get straight into it. I don't really have these in any particular order. So they're kind of all over the place. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, the two that are right here are actually some of the 2025 new releases, and I actually have another stack here. The first one I have, which I'm super excited about, this is Open Wide by Jessica Gross. This is like a literary horror novel about this woman. I think she's a radio host and she becomes obsessed with this one guy. It says, an increasingly obsessive radio host tests the boundaries of love in this unforgettable dark comedy that is by turns romantic, horrific, and profound. So I think this is going to be super exciting. This is actually going to be the book that I read next. Okay, then we have House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. This is such a beautiful edition. I actually hadn't heard about this until I went to Barnes & Noble to buy some new releases. The sprayed edges are so gorgeous. I am a lover of this trend of sprayed edges. I don't know, I think they are so pretty. This one, I have been getting more into my fantasy. I've been in a little bit more of a fantasy mood recently, so I picked this up and I didn't realize, but there are beautiful illustrations throughout the book because this author did a graphic novel. She's an illustrator. Yeah, she wrote the Legend of Korra graphic novel. Like, she was the illustrator for that. And then the graphics in here, I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to read this. So just like really pretty illustrations throughout the book, and that made me like want to pick it up. And also the book itself is just beautiful. Let me take out, like, look at this. It looks like the beast on the outside, and then these gorgeous illustrations on the end pages, the same thing there. And then I didn't realize, but this also has like the same design. So it's just a beautifully designed book. And then the plot itself sounded really great. It says it's about a young woman who strikes a deal with a mysterious and alluring god to seek revenge on her aristocratic family, featuring illustrations throughout by the author. So I am very excited to get to this one. Then we have a new release horror book that just sounded so interesting. I was not expecting this book to be as beautiful as it is either. I was so surprised when I saw these beautiful purple sprayed edges, and I love the cover. The book itself is just like gorgeous purple. So this is The Faceless Thing We Adore by Hester Steele, and this is about a woman who like decides to leave her life because she's unhappy with her job, with the relationship that she is in, and she ends up getting into this cult, and I think crazy things start to happen. I am very excited about this. You guys know I love my horror, and I'm just super excited about it. Oh, this like font is like really spaced out. Oh, there's like even little illustrations in this one too. Yeah, okay, excited about that one. And I love this title, The Faceless Thing We Adore. Oh, so good. And then of course, a new release, Calabasas. Very excited about this, by Miss R.F. Kuang. I have the one again with the beautiful sprayed edges from Barnes & Noble. I pre-ordered this because I was very excited about it. Here's what it looks like there. I think all of us knows what this is. Two graduate students go to hell to save their professor. I've actually been seeing some mixed things about this, which I am surprised by, but I think I'm gonna love it. Like academic R.F. Kuang book. I feel like she can do no wrong with like an academic setting. So I picked up When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. This one, again, was just so beautiful, and it also has illustrations in it. There's a theme, I guess, but look at this. Like, I could not pass this up. I like saw this in the bookstore, and then I kept thinking about it, and so I had to buy it because it's just so gorgeous. And it's also like it's supposed to be a very romantic book about this man who falls in love with a merman, and I think it's also about immigration. I'm so excited for this. In Coney Island, true love rises to the surface. With lush illustrations and buoyant pose, Vanessa Vita Kelly forges an unforgettable New York tale. I'm so excited. This takes place in like the 1910s. I think this is going to be so good. These are the end pages there. I'm so excited. And there's like some blue font in here to mix it up. Oh, Oh my gosh, every time I look at, like, flip through this book, it gets me so excited to read it. So that's going to be read soon, I think. Next, I have some books from a Twisted Retreat. I recently became a rep for them, which is very exciting. So I got these books sent for free, and you can use my code READ5 for 5% off anything in their website. Twisted Retreat is this like horror book subscription box, and they send you these beautiful editions of horror books, which I love. I will link some videos down below too where I am like unboxing their things, because you also get some like fun horror themed items in the books. But of course the most exciting things are the beautiful horror books. So the one we got for the month of August, which was a folk horror theme, is The Bone Drenched Woods by L.V. Russell. So this is the cover here. Again, it has these sprayed edges with these like skeletons. And then the book itself is so gorgeous. I was like shooketh when I saw it. Like, look at that with the gold foiling. So beautiful. And then the end pages are stunning. Look at this. Wow, right? I don't know what these are about. On the back, it just says, carve the bones, 1 for the gate, 1 for the door, 2 for the mantle, and 3 for the floor. I don't really need to know what these are about. I just know it's a folk horror, and I am excited to read it. It's a short little book, so this will definitely be read soon. And then for the month of July, the theme was vampires. So we got Blood Slaves by Marcus Redmond, this was one that I have heard about, and I've been wanting to read it because it's Black vampires and it's written by a Black author, so I was very excited about it. Again, here is their beautiful edition by Twisted Retreat, and it did come with a dust jacket, but I prefer the naked hardcover. So the end page is there, and it's signed, which is very exciting. So there's that one. And then we have this, which is The Night Prophets by Paul F. Olson. Like, come on, look at how gorgeous these are. I just can't get over it. And look at these sprayed edges, so beautiful. This one I think is more religious, culty vampire horror. Look at these end pages, stunning. Oh my gosh, yes, I'm so excited for next month. I think the theme, what was the theme? Oh, like turn the page. So I think it's about like a horror writer, like an author, a horror about authors and writers, I believe. Okay. Next are just some like, these are not new releases, but some books I found at like library book sales and wherever else. So we have Drifts by Kate Zambrino. This is a literary fiction. I forgot what it's about, but I saw Kat from Kat Fields Notes. I'll link her down below. She does great videos on literary fiction and like reviews of literary fiction, and she reviewed this one, and I remember it sounded so incredible. I saw this at the library book sale, so I just picked it up. Let's see. It's an intimate portrait of reading, writing, and creative obsession. Oh, okay, so a literary fiction about artists, ambition, personal crises, and the possibilities and failures of literature. Drifts is the work of an exhilarating and vital writer. Oh, that sounds good. I do enjoy books about artists, so that will be good. I have this really pretty edition of If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. I still have not read this book. I do love a dark academia, and I really like this like white with the red sprayed edges. Another literary fiction is Clear by Carries Davies. I think I saw, I want to say Simon from Savageries. I'll link his channel down below too. I get a lot of my literary fiction recs from him as well. I believe I saw him read this and enjoy this. It's a short little book. I found this at some book sale. It just says, a singular crystalline novel about a life-changing encounter between two men on a remote island. So excited about that. Again, at a library book sale, I found The Imposium by Olga. Ooh, I never know how to say her last name, but I know she's a very famous Polish author. She won the Nobel Prize in Literature. This one is a health resort horror story, so of course I'm excited about that. And this was translated from the Polish by Antonia Lloyd-Jones. So I have yet to read one of her books, but all of her books sound so incredible. So I was happy to find this at the library book sale. Okay, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I have been dabbing a little bit into the romantasy genre. I read, which I'll go ahead and talk about now, because this is also a book that I bought recently, Arcana Academy by Elise Kova, just because I was like I needed something like super not light, but just super easy to read, nothing too deep. I didn't have to think too much. Yeah, and I actually reread Strange the Dreamer, and that got me into like the fantasy, romantasy books. So I picked up Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I really enjoyed this. I have to say, this was really, really great. So much fun. I loved the world. This is like a tarot card magic system. Takes place at an academy where they teach the tarot magic. I really enjoyed this. So there is that one that I got. And then another kind of romantasy fantasy book that I got is On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolland. It was recently picked up and traditionally published. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. But I really just wanted the indie edition because they're so fun to have. And I saw Jan Agaton read this in one of her vlogs, and she really enjoyed it. So when I'm in the mood for like just something fun and quick, I'm gonna do this one. I think this is another school academy setting, but there's like dragons and vampires and all kinds of creatures. So I think this is going to be a fun time. Okay, another romantasy that I got is In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy. I actually just finished this one. This is the book that I just read. Didn't really care for it, didn't really like it, but this is a sirens, yeah, like a sirens romantasy. Yeah. A couple other horror books that I got at Barnes & Noble with their buy one get one 50% off sale. I picked up Chlorine finally. This has been on my TBR forever. I've been wanting to read this forever. Finally got it by Jade Song. This is one about, I believe, swimmers in high school who start changing into mermaids. I've heard really great things about this, so excited about it. And then with that deal, I also picked up Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. And this is like the beautiful Barnes & Noble edition that's purple. The original version is red. Purple's my favorite color, so I love this. And I think this is like a monster romance book that's supposed to be incredible. I've heard like nothing but good things about this, so we have those two. So going back to some 2025 new releases, we have Fox by Joyce Carol Oates. This is one of my anticipated releases. I was super excited about it. I've never read a Joyce Carol Oates. She's a very famous and prolific author. This one I was super excited because it said it was like an academic setting, like a dark literary thriller about a teacher, a professor. I thought it was a professor, but I started reading it, and it's actually about a school teacher, like a high school teacher, and his like inappropriate relationships with children, which I was not expecting. And she is such an incredible writer that you're like in his head, and it's like a lot to read, so I had to put it down for a little bit because I just was not in the mood for it. But I definitely am going to pick this back up and keep reading because I was enjoying it. It was just like, it's a lot to read. Then we have Death of the Author. Oh, and then the professor, his dead body is found. That's how it's a thriller, because you're trying to figure out what happened to him, obviously. Okay, then I found Death of the Author by Nadia Corfor. Super excited about this one because I've heard this is more like literary sci-fi, which sounds like it's going to be my thing. Again, beautiful edition. And I believe it's about this author who's like writing this book, Rusted Robots, and maybe starts to bleed into reality what she's writing. Very excited to get to this one. Okay, so I picked up this beautiful edition of Bare Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I am so excited to read this. I am saving this for October. I think I'm gonna read it in October. I did buy the original version, it's over there, if you saw it in my vlog, but then I saw this on Pango Books for a really great price, because you know these like Fairy Loot, this is the Fairy Loot edition, can go for so much money, but I saw it for a decent price and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy it because it's just so beautiful, and I think I'm gonna love this book. Like, oh, so beautiful. Like these gorgeous end pages. Look at how these are so, I mean, I could not pass it up. Are you kidding me? Oh, and that's the back. Yes, I am so excited to read this book. I think I'm actually gonna absolutely going to love it. I think it's gonna be the perfect October book. I also picked up Stephen Graham Jones' new release. I think this is like a reprint of two of his shorter stories. So this is Killer on the Road and The Babysitter Lives. It's a really cool like flip edition. Oh, I have this in the pile. I don't know if I've hauled this already, but this is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I got this in my Nightworm subscription. That was another horror book subscription box that I was subscribed to, but now I'm doing Twisted Retreat. But I got this one. I read this and I really enjoyed it. I will link the vlog where I talk about that down below. I picked up A Harvest of Hearts by Andrea Eames. This is like a cozy fantasy, and I saw this on Jan Agaton's channel as well. I think it was in one of her book hauls, and I just thought it looked so cute. And you know, we are in the mood for a cozy fantasy. That will be nice to have. Okay, another romantasy book that I picked up was Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This has actually already been what's the word? It's like going to be made into a movie. So I think this is going to be really good. I'm very excited. Being the sparrow isn't an honor, it's a trap. I don't know what it's about. I've heard good things. I'm hoping I'll like this one. We'll see. Okay, a couple other of new releases that I picked up. We have Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I have not read a book by her, but I've heard incredible things about this and people crying because of this. Another literary, I think a little bit thriller. Yes, and I think about, yeah, family drama. A novel of breathtaking twists, dizzying beauty, and ferocious love, Wild Dark Shore is about the impossible choices we make to protect the people we love, even as the world around us disappears. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of climate change commentary in there as well. Then we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Of course, I was super excited about this because it takes place in space about astronauts. I've already read this and I did really enjoy it. I will link the vlog where I talk about that book down below too. Okay, the next little sucker books that actually like my most recent purchase. So my boyfriend actually took me to the bookstore and gifted me with 2 books, which was super sweet. So I picked up 2 new releases. I got The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get this one just because like which books, I don't know. They just, sometimes they're like so close to being good, but something's always missing. But I've just seen so many people get it and are excited about it, and it made me excited about it. And also, I didn't realize that this had a school setting. If there's a book with a school setting, I definitely want to read it. So I did read Mexican Gothic by her, and I did really enjoy it. So I'm excited about this one. I think I'm going to save this for October. And then I did, oh no, the books are falling. And then I did pick up Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. This is like a dark retelling of Snow White. I am so excited about this because I actually read the first little bit in the bookstore and I was immediately intrigued. So the front says, I closed my eyes and stepped through into the silver. And I have read a T. Kingfisher before, which was What Moves the Dead, and I did really like it. So I've been meaning to read more of her anyway. I actually don't like these sprayed edges. I think this like neon green, I don't like it. But I'm excited for that one. Okay, and then while I was there, I bought myself some books too when I was out with my boyfriend. I picked this one up, which is On Earth as It Is Beneath, translated by Padma Viswanathan, but the book is by Anna Paula Maya, and she wrote Of Cattle and Men, which is a horror book that I have been meaning to get to. I think this is her newest book that has been translated. In a remote corner of Brazil, life in a forgotten prison takes a sadistic and deadly turn. And I read the first page and I was like immediately hooked and loved the writing. So this is going to be read really soon because it's super short. So I'm very excited about that one. I also bought The Catch by Yrsa Daley Ward. This is another new release from Well Read Black Girl Books, which I've been following them on Instagram for like a long time. And now they have this little like book club thing, which is so much fun. And this was the first book that came out in their little book club. I don't know what this one is about, but I know it's a literary fiction, and this actually has been like getting a lot of acclaim, has been nominated for a few awards. So I'm very excited about this. It says, the inaugural novel in the well-read Black Girl book series, The Catch is a darkly whimsical tale of women daring to live and create with impunity. Oh, so another like book about artists. So I'm very excited about this. And this is another one that has like really pretty hot pink underneath. A couple more romantasy books that I picked up. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, just because I see a lot of people talk about this and I was very interested in it. So we have that one. The Last One by Rachel Housel Hall. I picked this one up because it's by a Black author, and I definitely want to read more romantasy by Black authors, of course. So there is this one there. This one's also like beautiful. Like look at that hardcover, and then some beautiful sprayed edges. And I think the sequel actually for that book just came out. Okay, The last two books are ones that I have already read, and I actually got them from the library, but I love them so much that I bought my own copies. So the first one is The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami. This book was so great. This is like about surveillance, what would happen if everything in our life is under surveillance, including our dreams. I really enjoyed it. It was very thought-provoking. And then the last one is All Fours by Marina July. I love this book, one of my favorites of the year so far. I feel like a lot of people know this one. If you haven't read it yet, I definitely recommend. Another literary fiction following this woman who just decides to, she's like going on a road trip to New York, but then she stops at a motel 3 exits from her home and just decides to just stay there for the week instead, and then chaos ensues. I really enjoyed this one. Okay, that is my book haul. Those are all of the books that I picked up recently. I am so excited to get to all of them. Let me know which one you think I need to get to soonest, and I will catch you all in my next one. Bye.